distintas y diversas. Preguntas, como en el bloque anterior, debate. Señor Petri, qué gusto verlo. Te voy a entrar. Señores, yo tengo mi pregunta de palo blanco también. Yo tengo una pregunta. Omnichannel, e-commerce, tienda, cajas, unidades, 1.3. Diferentes soluciones. Mono SKU, multi SKU, líneas de picking, bodegas separadas. ¿Para dónde uno debería caminar cuando toda esta gente dice, ¿y qué bodega tengo? Porque hay demasiadas opciones. No es la física, lo lamento, Matías. Pero internamente, ¿cuál es la opción? Cristian optó por un solo techo. Hay otros clientes, nosotros tenemos distintos techos, absolutamente separados. E-commerce con brick and mortar, ¿no es cierto? Mono SKU, multi SKU, ¿cuál es la opción? Mr. Manish.
The answer is yes. So I think all day we've been talking about how the traditional e-commerce supply chain is shifting to, retail is shifting to e-commerce. And the way you run the building is changing as well. So one of the pieces I've observed in this trip is that the terminology that at least that's used in the US versus here is different. So when I hear about logistics, I'm thinking trucks. Mm-hmm. But now I'm realizing now we're talking about operations within the four walls. Uh-huh. And we're still referring to these buildings as warehouses. Can anybody tell me what is a warehouse typically? Warehouse is usually a place where you store stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we're also calling these buildings distribution centers. Distribution centers mean something is ready, you're going to distribute it to the customers. Where the advanced e-commerce companies are going, for example, Amazon, those buildings are called FCs. FCs are fulfillment centers. Why? Because they're fulfilling what the customer is asking for. Take one step forward, one of our customers, current customers, calls it a DFC. And D stands for dream, believe it or not. It's a company that is in clothing, and they're fulfilling the dream. They sell clothes for women, and it's fulfilling the dream of the women that they're actually shipping from. So I know it's just terminology, but I think it's more than terminology. It's thinking again, going back to the customer focus on how you even begin to design this. But to answer your question directly, I think in my mind there are again three basic fundamentals that have to be thought through as you're planning the whole system. At the end, what you're trying to achieve is faster throughput, so you can, as the order came in, you can fulfill it quickly and send it out. And the second one is reduce the cost. Can you do it at a lower cost, which is utilization of a labor, essentially. That's what's driving all this. But in order to come up with the right design, I believe that we should start with the process first, and then automation. Because if you think about lean manufacturing, we'll start about Toyota. There are 7 types of waste. And I was just looking up and comparing the automation that we just saw and seeing which waste did we attack. So the 7 types of waste, I'll go through those quickly. One is waste of transportation, which is if you're moving this glass from this table to that table every day, constantly, do you think we should put a conveyor belt in order to do that? How many think it's a good idea? If I'm moving a glass from this table to here 100 times a day, again and again, again and again, pick another glass and move it, should I put a conveyor belt and automate that?
Yes.
What do you think? So the answer can be yes, but the answer can be no as well. Why? Because moving this glass from here to here could be waste of my time. And by putting a conveyor here, I'm making that waste permanent. Because guess what? From here on, I'm always going to be moving the glass from here to here. Instead, should I move this table closer to this table and not have to even move anything? So that's what I'm talking about, is a process thinking, where you want to take the waste out first before you automate. Otherwise, you'll end up automating the waste. So anyway, the 7 wastes, the second one is waste of inventory, which is if you have too much, too little, that's a problem. The third one is motion. Motion typically is, let's say if you have a packing station where finally people are putting everything together, it's what kind of movement? Do you have to keep bending to pick up a box every time? So it's that kind of motion that you want to minimize. The fourth one, which I've observed in e-commerce, is the worst waste, and that's the most common waste, is waste of waiting. That's where most companies lose labor dollars. And I'll give you a specific example. One of our customers brought us in to reduce labor costs and shipping costs overall. And what we also observed was they were not able to get all the orders out on time. So that was a problem. And they kept hiring people, throwing people at it. But as we walked in, we observed that there were, I think, 50 pack stations. And there were a lot of times where the people were just waiting for the orders to come. Because the rest of the fulfillment process, picking and moving the boxes to the pack stations, was too slow. So I'm just waiting for the orders to come in. That's why we were losing the labor dollars. That's waste of weight. What we ended up doing was saying, okay, let's look at the flow of the building. Let's train those people to actually go and pick during those hours where there's wait. So to make it short, we actually started to, we call it the flow of the building differently, where there was nobody waiting for work. So that seems to, what we've seen as the biggest waste. The other one is over-processing, where we're doing the same thing again and again. You don't need to. Typical examples of that is if you have a system where you have to key in an order, and then you have to key that same number again into a different order. It could be a WMS and a TMS that are not integrated with each other. That's a problem. Overproduction, where we may be producing more than what the customers are really requiring, then it leads into waste. And the last and the most important that you highlighted is defects, the error rates, because that's really bad. What it does is it's just labor is going in again and again, because now you have to fulfill, first of all, the customer is upset, they're not happy, they will maybe not buy again from you, but more importantly, even more important is the labor cost that goes in fulfilling those again. So in my mind, attacking these waste and improving the process first is number one, and then you bring in automation on top of it. And least but most important is the people side of it, is you can have a great process, great automation, but if you don't have the right accountability in place, if you don't have the right training in place, if you're not tracking the productivity, the goals that you've given your employees in that warehouse or FC, if they're not performing to that levels, you need to make sure that there are measures in place to correct that and provide that training. And if the training doesn't help, you sometimes have to bring in new workforce as well to do that. So I think that's the three pieces, the process, the technology, and eventually the people. No two FCs are the same. This was office products. This is not going to work in dresses. It's going to be totally different. That's going to be most likely garments and hangers, different types of automation. So I think it's also important to make sure that we understand the problem first before we start solving it in terms of the automation. So quick summary on that.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Sí, más o menos en la misma línea de lo que dice Manish, o sea, la respuesta es como depende, digamos. También adicionalmente a que tiene que estar bien abordado y bien resuelto el proceso, va a depender de en qué etapa esté la compañía. Ya hablamos por ahí, no sé, de compañías que están en el e-commerce, que requiere este picking unitario, ¿tá? Pasamos del pallet a la caja y ahora estamos tocando la unidad del producto. Va a depender si eso pesa un 1%, un 5%, ¿ya? O con una compañía más madura donde puede llegar a pesar 20%, 25%. Entonces, si en un día tienes que atender 10.000 pedidos, ya, y pasaste por todas las etapas de optimizar tu proceso, disminuir los desperdicios, como decía Manish, este tipo de soluciones empiezan a hacer más sentido, digamos, ¿ya? Va a depender un poco, digamos, como te digo, de la madurez que tenga el canal dentro de la compañía.
Perfecto, buenísimo. ¿Algo más que agregar al panel? ¿No? ¿Alguna otra pregunta? Yo tengo otra pregunta de Palo Blanco. Yo tengo otra pregunta de Palo Blanco. Omnicanal, el cliente siempre es lo más importante. y eso trae reversa, ¿no? Y la reversa, yo al menos personalmente siento que es lo que menos se está hablando en los congresos. Todos hablamos del cliente, todos hablamos de la logística, hablamos de la bodega, del transporte, pero la reversa, a mí se me imagina un tsunami que está viniendo de vuelta y nadie lo está viendo. Una gran ganola. ¿Cómo esto va a afectar los centros de distribuciones? Porque vamos a tener que procesar todo nuevo, volverlo a meter y ¿cómo esto nos va a afectar? ¿Cómo se ve eso? Cristian.
Bueno, ahí para comentar un poco cuando hicimos el proyecto este que les mostré, que les presenté, visitamos un centro de distribución en Holanda, Beckham, es un retail de vestuario y tenía sus estaciones de empaque muy automatizados, tenía 24 operadoras, ya básicamente vestuario. El empaque, la guía, la etiqueta, era todo automatizado. Y en la logística inversa tenía 75 personas. ¿Ya? Para que se hagan una idea de la relación de 1 a 3. Y los operadores que estaban ahí, con rumas de vestuario, tienen que tomar la prenda, mirarla por los dos lados, olorosarla y meterla en una bolsa nueva. ¿Ya? O sea, es algo que eso no se puede automatizar. Entonces tiene esta relación 1 a 3, ¿ya? Y en categorías como el vestuario, el calzado, puede ser hasta un 30% la tasa de devolución. Y en Europa, particularmente en Holanda, el cliente pide la polera, la roja, la azul, la verde, le gustó la verde, se quedó con esa y la otra de vuelta. ¿Ya? Entonces efectivamente es un desafío y ahí hay opciones, digamos, ya para el retail que tiene sucursales, lo puedes devolver en la sucursal y liquidarlo ahí. Han comenzado ya a haber puntos de entrega en los malls, ¿ya? Hay retail que vienen con el ticket de cambio, no sé, para devolverlo vía Chile Express. Entonces, básicamente lo que empieza a hacer el retail es con información y con data, digamos, a ver tu comportamiento de compra, digamos. O sea, si el que te devuelve 2, 3 de cada 4 compras, ya tienen tu perfil o no te van a vender o te van a decir de que hay out of stock, ¿no es cierto? No tienen el inventario porque eso no es rentable, digamos, ¿ya? Y el retail, como les decía, busca también alternativas para hacer esto más eficiente y idealmente, como decimos los que trabajamos en la operación, que no vuelva al almacén, digamos, ¿ya? Porque de verdad que es un dolor, ¿ya?
Sin duda.
Solo agregar que la experiencia de lo que hemos visto de los clientes de las bodegas y el comentario siempre es el mismo, que la logística reversa no la queremos en nuestro centro de distribución, nos contamina y la queremos afuera. Es un poco lo que yo por lo menos he podido entender de la necesidad de los clientes nuestros, es que no la quieren tener en el centro de distribución, no la quieren tener independiente. Gracias.
Te puedo comentar otra cosa, por ejemplo, es interesante a propósito de los algoritmos y de la compra, en jet.com, que es el supermercado electrónico, ¿no es cierto?, el e-commerce que se compró Walmart hace, no sé, un par de años ya. Cuando tú estás comprando, entonces, primer paquete de arroz, no sé, $1, voy a inventar los precios. Le pones la cerveza al carro y el arroz no te cuesta $1, te lo bajaron a 0 algo. Ok, entonces es una boleta y un precio que está ahí vivo, ¿ya? No es un precio fijo, es un precio para ti, que cuando le metiste un pañal, una cerveza. Entonces, por ejemplo, cuando estás haciendo el checkout, te dicen, asegúrame que no va a haber devolución. Supongamos que estás comprando el six-pack de cervezas para el partido del fin de semana. Entonces uno dice, no, estoy seguro que no lo devuelvo, digamos, el six-pack lo quiero. Ok, tú le cliqueas, 100% que no es con devolución, listo, baja el precio, el flete gratis.
Wow.
Entonces a ese nivel de importante es, y si tú puedes garantizar eso, y el retail lo puede hacer, listo, te lo vende en otra condición, digamos, ¿ya? Ojalá, pero que no vuelva.
So I want to share a couple of examples that are, I think they're going to be changing the game in future again. First, another example, in China, you can go online and buy from 3 different companies and whoever shows up first gets paid. The other two go back. Right? So
Wow.
that's the other extreme as well. But the reality is that reverse logistics and returns overall is really poorly managed globally.
Yeah.
So it's a huge opportunity to fix that. And it's a big challenge that all companies face is, first of all, you can't plan that out. Think about the last mile being complex. Now this is the first mile coming back, right? And so it's really expensive to send somebody to somebody's home. In most cases, what you do is say, customer, too bad you don't like it. Guess what? Put it in the box, use the label, drive to the post office or FedEx and UPS or wherever, drop that package off. And you're right, it's painful. You don't